Life in Mesopotamia was precarious and uncertain. As we have seen, Mesopotamian cities were constantly threatened by floods, warfare with neighboring cities, and foreign invasions. As a result, Mesopotamian ideas about the world tended to be deeply pessimistic. These dangers were explained through myth, especially in their account of how the world was created. The Mesopotamian creation myth is known as the Enuma Elish, first written down around 3000 BCE. According to this myth, before the world existed, there was only a vast, chaotic ocean. Most of the gods had not yet been born. There were only two primordial deities, Tiamat, the goddess of salt water, and Abzu, the god of fresh water. These waters mixed together, and from this mixture the other gods were born, along with the forces and phenomena of nature, such as the earth and the storm. Conflict soon followed. The storm god Enlil gathered several of the younger gods into an army and, through military force, compelled the others to recognize him as king. Once Enlil had secured his authority, he assigned each god a role in governing nature. Some caused rivers to flow, others made crops grow, and so on. In this way, the natural world was created and organized. Crucially, the organization of the cosmos was based on military power, just as the government of a Mesopotamian city was based on the military power of its king. After creating the world, Enlil created human beings and organized them into cities. He decreed that humans were to work for the gods, just as they labored for kings and priests in Mesopotamian society. Cities, temples, kingship, and priesthood were therefore seen as part of the natural order of the universe. Because institutions were divinely established, Mesopotamians believed they could not be changed, only destroyed. Just as people could not stop floods or storms, they could not eliminate kings or priests. This belief reflected the real experience of Mesopotamian life, where cities were frequently destroyed by floods or war. Mesopotamians also feared that Enlil's rule over the gods, and thus over the universe, might someday be overthrown. If that happened, the world itself would cease to exist and return to its original state of watery chaos. This fear was especially strong during the summer flood season, when rising waters seemed to threaten the destruction of everything. People believed the world might literally be drowning, returning once more to a primeval ocean. At this time of year, Mesopotamians celebrated their most important religious festival, Akitu, the New Year's festival. As the floods rose, society entered a state of ritual crisis. There was universal mourning, the king's authority was symbolically weakened, and normal social restraints were relaxed. Immorality and disorder were permitted because, symbolically, the world itself was ending. At the height of the floods, the people gathered at the ziggurat, the sacred tower of the city, and reenacted Enlil's military victory over the other gods. The king typically played the role of Enlil. By reenacting the myth, Mesopotamians believed they were recreating the world, bringing order back out of chaos. After the ceremony, the king's authority was restored, social order returned, and when the waters receded, as they usually did, people believed the ritual had worked. During the rest of the year, humans were expected to remain on the good side of the gods by serving them faithfully and protecting the social order. Artists and writers served the gods by producing works with religious meaning. The largest and most important buildings in Mesopotamian cities were ziggurats, believed to be the homes of the gods. Most Mesopotamian art depicts mythological events, or kings conquering enemies with divine assistance. This art reflects the fear and uncertainty of Mesopotamian life. It is often filled with monsters, dangerous animals, scenes of death and war, floods, drowning people, and cattle swept away by waters. The Epic of Gilgamesh captures this worldview perfectly. Gilgamesh is a legendary Sumerian king and heroic figure who performs great feats for his city. His closest companion Enkidu dies, and Gilgamesh is devastated. Mesopotamians believed death was a terrible fate. The dead lived in a dark, miserable underworld, subsisting on dust and dirt. Refusing to accept this fate, Gilgamesh sets out in search of immortality, hoping both to save his friend and to escape death himself. He endures terrifying journeys, battles monsters, and finally reaches the realm of the dead. There, he discovers a plant that grants eternal life. But as he returns, the plant is stolen by a serpent, and his quest fails. The message of the story is unmistakable. All humans must die, even great heroes like Gilgamesh. Life may bring moments of glory, but death is unavoidable, and the afterlife offers no comfort. This story powerfully reflects the gloomy, pessimistic outlook that characterized Mesopotamian views of existence.